yeah, I mean, I guess she would just tell the shaman like whatever she thinks would be helpful. I think the thing about the scouts like checking out this place, she definitely would tell him that.
Okay. Okay, so while the two of you are beginning to have this conversation and you're sort of realizing that Zadev has been going kind of half crazy with integrating the powers of two shamans that he has personally sacrificed using the charm skill. If you look in the Duster book, shamans have a skill whereby they can sacrifice a being and actually steal one of their abilities using a relic of that person or creature. So he has literally taken on the miracle skills of his fellow shamans. So there's what he's trained in, which, as I said all the way back in the first session, was the spirit shamanism. But now he's got their miracle capacities that he's integrated so that he is able to, he said, air, spirit, shadow. And so he has basically synthesized those miracles into sort of being this weird, screwed up, one with the air, one with the dead, one with the other world, kind of magic. And so he's doing his level best to turn this whole place into an anti-ghost haven. But it's more than one person could possibly do, and he's going batshit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of his situation. You're dealing with, he doesn't seem like too terrible a person, but if he's gone this far, how far could he go?
Right.
And when he discovers that you did not actually see Ithala's ghost, he wants to know, but he realizes that you two left. There may have been some manifestation, but you left before you saw anything. That's about the moment when he decides that he doesn't need your skulls.
Okay. Yeah.
That was really a momentous decision when you left.
Yeah.
It keeps coming back.
It's an option. Right? I mean, if they knew, then capturing their spirits in, a snake skull, capturing the spirits of Akhmev and Vefselk there would provide him with the ability to use and draw knowledge from them regarding Ithala, if he could. But they didn't see her.
Right.
They don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think Vefselk isn't really thinking, I don't think she really has an understanding that he could just kill her. I think she just has this awe and reverence of him and of people like him, so she's just pouring this out without thinking about, maybe one of these little tidbits will make him want to kill me. Yeah.
Right. Fortunately, it's the other way around. What he learns specifically is that you would not be advantageous to him.
Right.
But he also knows, he says, I ask that you stay. You have become known. You may not know it, but you have become known to Ithala. And you come from the Jackal people. You may yet have a role to play in this, and I cannot. He kind of catches himself. I ask that you stay.
Oh.
Yeah, Akhmev is kind of going, well, I mean,
I know.
We could go. we could go.
Yeah.
but Zadev is trying to be polite about it. But you're still a fairly useful hunk of meat, in that if you know Athasha and you know Sisavell,
yeah,
he's sort of trying to decide whether you're an innocent bystander who's of no real meaning here, or if you actually could be a useful bridge to actually have some kind of dialogue.
Yeah.
He says, I
think as soon as he talks about staying here, that's bad. That's when the reverence and awe drops away, and suddenly she's realizing, like, this could... He's asking now, but, like, it's kind of obvious, I think.
Right.
It's not so much of a question. Yeah, I feel like this is the time, I think, when you just run. Like, I know that she's a terrible liar, and she definitely knows that. And, yep. I think, the thing I'm thinking is, should I shove this guy into the pit of bodies and then run, or should I just run? Oh my god.
You want some time to think? So
let's shift away from you for a moment.
Please give me time to think, yes.
Good enough.
Because I was... So, which time of the day are we in?
I think that it probably is reasonable to think about the next few days as available to you to do what you want. So you tell me what time of day. There's no... I'm not about to drop a whole bunch of winged monkeys on you.
Okay. No, I'm thinking that there's a couple of things I want to do while I'm there, which is there anything resembling a blacksmith or something like that in this small town?
In a town like this, next to the river, I think there must be. Go ahead.
Before you wander off, I'd really like to heal you guys if you need it.
Right. I think this is probably a good chance for the three of you to gather and hide.
And I'd like, as a return, I'd like Had's help to find appropriate clothes.
Right, that's fine.
And yeah, let's start with that. So, how badly hurt are you?
Very goodly. I have 11 life points over 65.
And Had?
I will have to look back in my sheet for him.
That.
And he's not as badly hurt, but he's definitely taken about 20 points of damage. So he is at about 45 points out of 68.
Okay. Farid gains 9 life points. Had gains 6.
Okay.
Hope I don't rule that.
No, that this is a ritual, and so they have to cooperate with it, and there's room for some discussion. So finding you some clothes that aren't very elaborate, nobody expects you to dress up like a local. It's more a matter of just not looking quite so much like you're from way out there. So Had is actually saying, if you may not be able to explain to me, but I can speak for you. I can speak in your favor, and I can say that what we bring what Farith is bringing is not to. It's in your care. You are the person who needs to be heard about all of this. Can you tell me anything that can help me? I want to. He kind of looks a little embarrassed and says, I'd rather finish this in he says, I'd rather finish this well, which is kind of his polite way of saying that he'd really rather not betray anybody this week if he doesn't have to. So the more you tell him about what's happens, if you think it will help, the better he can represent that. If you try to explain this in the way you would tell your tribe members, it might not make any sense to the people you're talking to here. So this is really just conversation. He's not trying to interrogate you. He's trying to get some idea. Let's see here. Let's see. We've got observation, ceiling, fencing, quick hands, swing, sailing, shadowing. Interesting. I wonder if this calls for a skill roll on his part. With the interesting skill information gathering.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
I'm wondering if I would try to use an observation roll to gauge how serious he is.
Yeah, this is observation is more about victim of ambush or surprise, which is more of physical circumstances.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think he's really being. That's why I want to look at this skill description, because if the skill description is very exploitative, very negative, then it's not what I want to use. But if it is more, there we are. Gather information from various sources. No, this doesn't really work. This is more about socially working through a number of people in an area to gather up different accounts and different views and things like that to create kind of a CIA profile of the area that you would then submit, to the analysts. So it's a little bit, it's not really a one-on-one skill.
I think we are both in kind of a disadvantage, me and Had, so we can as well try to trade information. So
I think that's fair. Yeah.
He did see.
Right. That's true. He can
fight.
Right.
Or here.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to ask him more or less directly, what did you see? What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
pretty directly. I think.
Excellent. I think he'll respect
given the fact that common isn't my language, it would come out kind of
right
into his face.
I see.
Whether I want to or not.
I understand. Well, I think he'll respect that. He will say, I saw the dead. I felt its name blast into my mind. I know that it knows you and wants something from you. I know that you are haunted.